So today's topic is all about how and when is the best time to heal your skin. I get quite a few messages from all of you guys out there asking, when is the best season to heal? When is the best predicament to heal? When are the best conditions to heal my skin so that you can have a successful healing journey? And in today's video, I'm going to answer some of those questions for you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. But before we actually do, you guys, please go ahead and give me a big thumbs up for this video if you get some value out of it. Smash that subscribe button for me. Let me know down below in the comments if you have successfully healed your skin during the winter months in particular. I'm pretty interested to hear about that. When you think is the best season, what are the best conditions to heal your skin? Have you been successful, or are you having another attempt at it and needing a little bit of support in that area? What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Layla, and for those of you who are new here, my channel is dedicated to all of those of you with eczema, TSW, any other skin condition that you might be struggling with. This is the channel to be watching. I myself went through eczema since birth and topical steroid withdrawal. If it wasn't for my TSW, I wouldn't be where I am today, which is completely eczema free and free of all redness, itchiness, any inflammation within my body. I managed to overcome it, and on my channel I show you all the tips and tricks as to how I did that so that you can take control of your own skin condition, empower yourself to heal completely naturally from the inside out. So to begin with, I want to talk about seasons, because particularly those of you with topical steroid withdrawal, I believe that the winter is the best time of year to be healing your skin, autumn, winter, but I really do believe that cold air can really help contribute and accelerate your healing process. And the reason being why is that many of us who are going through the early stages of TSW have that burning sensation on our skin, and in hot temperatures it has just escalated all the more. So therefore I choose, and I did actually heal in the winter months successfully versus the summer months, whereby I actually really struggled and I ended up going back onto steroids because my skin was in such a terrible state that I really couldn't see any future with my healing journey in that summer period. That said, I really do like, and my skin really likes, winter sun. So therefore going to the mountains, being in the fresh cold air with the sun can actually be a really wonderful combination for your skin. But ultimately, with the burning of the TSW, you want to avoid any extra heat on your skin, and so therefore I really recommend beginning your healing journey in the winter months, because those few weeks and those few months are really critical when it comes to comfort, and being in the cold is far more comfortable than being in the summer heat. So I did in fact post a story asking you guys whether you preferred summer or winter to heal your TSW, and in actual fact 60% of you said that you preferred to be in the summer in order to heal, but that was not including the early first 6 to 2 month mark from when the time you actually came off steroids because of the burning. There you 100% all agreed that the winter months were the best time to start the healing process, but thereafter the summer sun, going on holiday, the salt water, that sort of thing could really help accelerate your healing in the midst of your TSW healing journey. So that's so interesting to learn, and most of you all came from Northern Europe, Canada, and a lot of you who come from Southeast Asia, Australia, all still prefer to heal in the winter. So I think it really is very dependent on where you live geographically. That said, when it comes to central heating and all the natural elements of winter, I know some of you in the Northern Hemisphere have much more severe winters than we have on the Mediterranean or in the Southern Hemisphere, and for that reason I can understand those of you in Canada, the north of England, those areas can be particularly cold, and I can understand you've got lots of central heating issues to deal with that might be drying out your skin and contributing to more suffering perhaps. But all the same, when it comes to doing the comparison between the seasons, I still think winter is better, because you can at least manage your conditions within your own household as to how much central heating you are willing to put up with, tolerate, or just adjust. That is something that is within your control to do, particularly when it comes to night and to sleeping. I think that it's much easier to sleep in colder climates and be all rugged up and cozy underneath your duvet than to be sweating it out in the summer months, whereby you're not in control of being able to acclimatize to that heat or being able to be in control of doing anything about that heat, even if you do have air conditioning. I think when it comes to air conditioning and heating, you need to be in control of the temperature settings, what times they come on, what times of day they need to be on and off, and not to have too much of one or too much of the other. But overall, I think the winter is much more giving to those of us going through extreme TSW and chronic eczema, because even just having that nice cool air on your skin is far more comfortable than the heat and the sweatiness of those summer months. So number 2 is really about looking at your agenda and finding if you have an event coming up that you do not want to miss, something that you really are looking forward to, or it would really pain you to not attend, then by all means go to that event and start your healing journey afterward. I set about doing my healing during the time of lockdown in COVID, because I knew this would be a time whereby I wouldn't be seeing anybody and there was no events actually going on and nobody was allowed to see each other anyway. So for me it was a great time because there was no expectation of healing at a certain date or at a certain moment down the line, that I literally just had almost a limitless amount of time in order to heal my skin. And I think having that pressure taken off me really allowed me to focus on my healing, really kind of like take a step back, not have to be working towards any particular goal as such. I didn't put that pressure on myself. So by not giving myself a timeline, I think was really important, because then it didn't really give me any undue stress or any sort of sense of failure if I didn't reach those goals. So do ensure that you're not putting too much on your plate. Go easy on yourself. Don't engage yourself in lots of events and social engagements whereby you might not feel or look that presentable. So take that time, even if you need to take that time off work, or you need to take the weekends and the evenings all to yourself, then do that. Do what it takes, because you need to block a certain amount of time in order to really start focusing on your inner self and your inner healing. Because if you are stressed and you are overloaded, then you are not going to be in the right mind frame to heal your skin. Which leads me on to the next point, which is PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, in our daily busy lives, it's no wonder that we're all inflamed, because we are putting so much on our plate. We're overloading ourselves and overloading our sensory capacities to the point whereby it's very difficult to prioritize with what is important. And when it comes to your health, in my opinion, that is of the utmost importance. For me personally, if I am not at my optimum level, then my children will not thrive either, and the whole sort of family can collapse. So for me, it's very important that I practice my self-care, my self-love, things for me to keep my mindset in check, so that I can be strong and supportive to my children and my family. And by doing this, I ensure very good mindful practices that I do kind of on a daily basis. To be honest, I really like to practice quite a lot of personal development, personal growth. I like to follow various people on Instagram that I find very inspiring. I look for, very inspirational quotes to sort of have as an affirmation or a daily affirmation in my life, so that I know that I'm sort of in the right mindset. I'm in a positive environment. I put myself in a positive frame of mind to set myself up for the day and set myself up for whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish. Now, when it comes to your healing, and with our skin conditions, it can lead us into quite a dark place. And so we really need to make sure that every single day that we are healing our skin, that we are making progress and that we are achieving something. And it might not seem like it on a day-to-day basis, but every step that you take towards working on your health and working on healing your skin is a day of success, and you should really applaud yourself for that success, because you have taken your health into your own hands and empowering yourself to heal yourself, and that in itself is a huge accomplishment. So give yourself a big pat on the back. Next up is the gut. You really want to focus on your gut and also your liver, and to start implementing change, be it supplementation, diet, hopefully both is really recommended. Working on those internal organs is really essential when it comes to finding when the best time to heal your skin is, because by preparing your gut and your liver via diet and supplementation, you're really preparing the stepping stones in order to recover and heal your skin condition. Now, in order to do that, you can implement diet change, and this is what I did, and you can go ahead and watch this video here along with the rest of my playlist, all about how I changed my gut biome and how I overcame my TSW and eczema from the inside out through my gut and healing my gut. Although we might not have any symptomatic issues when it comes to gut and liver, such as pain or bloatedness, we can still have impaired guts and livers based on the fact that we're having this external inflammation and this reaction to the medication. So this is why we need to take our own healing into our own hands by empowering us, by working on our gut and our liver. Next up is support, support, support. Where you can get the support, take it. Reach out to people, tell them what you're going to be going through, tell them how much it's going to impact your life, your children's life, your family members' life, whatever it may be. Make sure that you have that support in place, because when you are going down this road of trying to heal, you need everybody to be on board and be supportive of your process and of the choices that you are making. For me personally, I had a homeopath that helped me not only with the symptoms but also with the psychological side of it as well, and this was really important because I needed that support from a health practitioner to know that what I was doing was right and that not to doubt the process. So if you can find a holistic practitioner in your local area that you can work alongside, that can help you with working on your gut and your liver issues, help you with choosing the right supplements for your adrenals, this is all really necessary. And not only that, but it keeps you inspired, it keeps you motivated, it keeps you on point. So do make sure that you do touch base with them regularly. On the other side as well, you've got social media. There's many TSW and eczema support people such as myself, and on YouTube as well. So make sure that you are watching their videos, watching their content. Feeling inspired by them is really important, and then reaching out to your family members and really explaining to them what TSW is going to give them. Send them videos of other people who have also gone through it. Contact ITSAN, talk to people on the ITSAN Facebook group. All of this type of support is really crucial when you're going through the cruxes of your TSW, because there will be those dark days whereby you'll feel quite lonely, you'll feel very unsupported. The fact that we all have these symptoms and that you're not alone and that you are supported by lots of other people, including myself, who is here for you guys. And do believe that there is support out there, that when you are going through these things, to be able to source out those that have gone through TSW and that have been successful with their healing, and people that are out there and inspire you to carry on and go further, and people that you can reach out to, be it people that are around the corner from you that you know locally and on a one-to-one, or people that are on social media or YouTube that can be there to support you and give you the inspiration that you need to keep going. That is it from me, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next week for another one. Bye for now.